The Iraq Inquiry report is finally out. But did we really need to wait 7 years for Sir John Chilcot's report to realise that A, the Iraq War was a catastrophic disaster, and B, that we were lied into it? Tony Blair has always claimed he was given bad intel, but he didn't lie.
What I do not in any way accept is that there was any deception of anyone.
I refute any suggestion that we misled either Parliament or the people.
I do not accept that I did.
There were no lies. Parliament and Cabinet were not misled.
But the accusation isn't that he knew there weren't any WMDs in Iraq and just pretended there were. It's that he misled us about what he was being told. How so?
We know that he has stockpiles of major amounts of chemical and biological weapons.
Scary stuff. And yet only a month before that NBC News interview, his own intelligence committee had told him that their intel on WMDs was sporadic and patchy. They believed Iraq had not stockpiles, but some small stocks and small quantities of weapons.
There is no doubt at all that the development of weapons of mass destruction by Saddam Hussein poses a severe threat not just to the region but to the wider world.
But again, Blair's own officials were telling him just a month earlier that Saddam has not succeeded in seriously threatening his neighbours. Yes, he was a vile dictator, but no doubt a severe threat to the region? Sorry, Tony, your pants were on fire.
So far as our objective, it is disarmament, not regime change. That is our objective. It's not regime change.
It's not regime change, he said, twice. Regime change being illegal, of course. And yet Blair's foreign policy advisor had told the Americans in private, only a few months before that interview, that Blair would not budge in his support for regime change, but had to manage the press, parliament, and public opinion. In fact, we now know, thanks to the Chilcot report, that Blair told Bush in a secret memo 8 months before the war that I will be with you whatever. Whatever. And yes, the very nuanced Sir John Chilcot doesn't call Blair a liar, but he does say that Blair's claims about WMDs were presented with a certainty that was not justified. If that's not misleading people, I don't know what is. Oh, and if you think this Iraq Inquiry report has put the whole debate to bed, has given us closure, that it's time now to move on, well, tell that to the families of the hundreds of thousands of people who've been killed in Iraq since 2003 and who continue to be killed there, even today.